Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Always Bookkeeping YouTube channel. My name is Alana, and I'm sitting down today with one of the owners of Always Bookkeeping, Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Alana. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. So, excited for today's topic.
Super excited. I've been meaning to make a video about this topic for a while, and I think it's super important for everyone to understand this topic that we're going to be talking about today and how to fix the problem.
Wonderful. Well, let's just jump right in.
Right there. Yeah.
Today's topic is you don't have an income problem. You have a cash flow problem. So, Tony, why does it feel like no matter how much money you make, you're never really getting ahead?
Because most people don't actually have an income problem. It's the fact that they don't know what to do with the money. They don't have a system set up so that the money is working for them instead of against them. So that is the main reason why people feel stuck and broke all the time, even though they are moving up on the corporate ladder or improving their business, and somehow they don't feel like they are having anything to show for it.
Right. So I feel that a lot of people say all they need to do is just make more money.
Yeah, that is what everyone think. But here's what really happened. When you start making money or get a raise, or your business is doing much better, and you feel that these few months have been a little bit better, where you actually have the breathing room because the money is coming in more. The bottom line increases, your bills getting paid on time, everything is going really well. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't last long. Once you start making money, 99% of the time, people start upgrading their lifestyle. What does that actually mean? It means that they start going out more. They start planning on trips that way more expensive than they usually used to. They upgrade their toy. The most painful thing that I see people do on a regular basis is that when they start getting a raise, the business making more money, they buy a brand new car.
Right.
That's exactly what I see every day from people that start making more money. Is, oh, I deserve it. I worked so hard the past year. I worked so hard the past how many years. I deserve this brand new car. And that's the main part of where they feel stuck, just because the new car means bigger payments every 2 weeks, bigger payments every month. And that's exactly why they feel stuck.
Okay, so the problem follows them. They make more money, they spend more money.
Exactly. That leaves no money at the end of the month for you to, invest it or put it aside to show something when you start making more. And the income change, but the problem doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you talk about cash flow problems, what does that actually mean in like simple terms?
So it means that the money coming in and the whole thing goes straight out. So money goes in, you pay the bills, you pay random purchases, you go out more, you start planning, like I said, more, not even more expensive vacation, but more random vacation throughout the year. So before, because you didn't make enough as much money, you go on vacation maybe once a year. Right. And now you're making more, you go 3 times a year. You go to random weekend getaway that you think you can afford, but in reality you can't.
Gotcha.
And now that doesn't mean that the person doesn't make enough money. Their expenses just go up with the increase in income.
Right. So it feels really, really like accurate. You don't have an income problem. You just need to learn how to spend that money that you get more wisely. Is that it?
Yeah. And the biggest issue is that most people don't see it coming. So you see the money coming in a lot more because you got a raise, the business is doing better, so you can draw out more from the business. And people often think, I think I'm doing okay. I didn't spend that much this month. I worked hard. I deserve to, treat myself. Mm-hmm. And there's no real structure behind it once you start making money. And that's the big problem. So when you have no structure, you have no control over your money.
All right. So what's the solution?
So you have to start treating your household like a business. It's a business channel we talk about. So I want to, keep it pretty close to the business aspect of it.
Okay.
So you have to treat it like the business where your household have to have a structure where you know exactly how much money coming in. So let's say a husband bring in $5,000, wife bring in $4,000. So the household bring in $9,000. You have to have a budget for it. Think of it like a business. So bills get paid. You get your mortgage. You get your home insurance. You get your car insurance. You get your car payment. You get groceries, you get, anything that you have to pay for that is non-negotiable, you have to set it aside. So $9,000 coming in, all household expense is $3,500 for everything that I just mentioned. And you have to know exactly what every dollar do within your household. So yeah.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, it is intense, but it's actually very manageable once you start having a structure for your money.
People don't do what with their own money?
People don't have a plan where they get their money working for them. What do I mean by that? So they have the money coming in and they just hope that, everything is going to work out. They don't have a plan for it and they don't treat their money with purpose, basically.
So if my life is a business and I'm treating my income as my business income, what's the goal?
The goal is to be able to have financial freedom. So you have to think of your household as like a business, like I said. So you pay all your bills, and then most people they pay all their bills, and they hope that they have something left after to invest. But most of the time, it's not that easy. People just think that, I'm just going to mentally prepare for what comes every month, paying all the bills, and then just spend it. You have to treat it like a business where the structure is there. The money come in, you set aside what you need, 5%, 10%, 20% of your household income into an investment account or a saving account. At Always Bookkeeping, we believe in investing instead of saving, just because your saving account is going to be inflated away with the way that inflation is going. So we want you to treat it like the goal is financial freedom. So it means that you can take a step back earlier if you want to.
Like early retirement.
Yeah. So early retirement. So not that you don't work at all. We want you to be able to have work optional. So you want to work because you want to, not because you have to be able to pay your monthly bills.
I like that.
Yeah.
And so what's the biggest mistake that people make with their cash flow?
So the biggest mistake would be they prioritize their lifestyle over their future. So what do I mean by that? They run their life like this. So money come in, bills get paid, lifestyle get funded, and then they look at what's left and say, okay, well, this is how much I have left to invest. And 99% of the time, they have nothing left to invest.
Nothing left.
And that's why you hear the term, I live paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
Even if they start making more money, even if they are moving up in their corporate ladder, even if their business is doing more, they just keep feeling stuck just because their lifestyle get inflated. Not inflated, their lifestyle get upgraded, even if they didn't mean to.
So what does it look like when someone actually fixes that?
So they change the order. Yeah, that's it. They change the order. They, instead of invest what's left, they have to put it up front. So money come in, bills get paid, investment get funded, and then they use what actually left to fund their lifestyle. So for example, like I said, the husband bring in 5,000, wife bring in 9,000 so 10% of that would be straight to investment. So $900 get funded to your investment, whatever you need to buy, gold, Bitcoin, or high quality dividend paying stock. That's what we believe in at Always Bookkeeping, and our sister company, the Burrow side as well. That's what we believe in. And you pay off all your bills. Bills stay the same. You don't buy a brand new car. Your car payment is the same or paid off. You don't have to take on more bills. You don't have to upgrade your house. Everything stay the same, even if you are making more money. Just, pay off everything, and then the rest you can do whatever you want with it. So if you have something left, you can go out and eat more if the fund allow you to. You can book an additional vacation if the fund allow you to. So you have to start treating it your future depends on what you do today, which is setting aside a percentage of your income every month to your investment.
So you're like forcing yourself to invest.
Yeah, you have to force yourself to invest. You have to have a structure. You can't just depend on your willpower just because I'm gonna save this much this month, I'm gonna save that much this month. Most of the time people like, I already overspent this much, so I'm gonna save more next month. That never gonna work. That's never gonna work. Just because you're gonna have a bad week, you're gonna have a bad month, you're gonna start your spending just because I worked so hard this month for myself. As a bookkeeper and accountant, we work extra hard from January to April. I'm gonna be going out every day just because I work longer hours. I work Saturday. I'm gonna go out to eat more. I'm gonna go on a big vacation in May just because I worked so hard the last 4 months.
Right.
I'm never gonna have enough money in the next month to be able to fund my investment account that I'm already behind 5 months.
Right.
It's gonna feel much overwhelmed. I'm gonna feel overwhelmed just because I don't have $5,000 extra in June to fund my retirement plan, my future, just because I'm already behind. So having a structure that you have to follow every month is super important. So if you have struggle with that, you should seek professional help. So have someone like Always Bookkeeping that come up with a plan for you. You know how much you bring in every month, how much you should make every month, and then have someone hold you accountable. We find that much easier for someone to have a person that holds them accountable. That monthly meeting, hey, Alana, did you fund your investment account this month yet? And you would be like, no, like I went out to eat this month a lot more. I already booked a vacation. I can't do it. And I would be like, Alana, like we have a plan. You have to do it. So whatever you need to do to fund your retirement, we recommend you strongly getting professional help.
Excellent. So that helps the people who are like, I just need to be more disciplined.
Yeah, that's where people get stuck and fail in the long run, just because discipline and willpower don't last. For some people, it does, but for majority of people, it don't last, right? They get burnt out. They feel like they are, behind on bills, blah, blah, blah. They just don't do it. They just have to build a system and actually follow it.
So what's the mindset shift that people need to make?
So stop thinking like a consumer. Start thinking like a successful business owner or a wealthy person. A consumer usually asks, can I buy this? A successful wealthy person that have their life figured out is this helping me move toward my financial goal, which is early retirement? Can I retire at 45, 55 instead of 65?
Right.
Can my retirement fund afford my lifestyle where I don't have to work full time anymore? Can I, afford to work part time somewhere? So that's the most important mindset change that everyone needs to have in order to be able to fund their retirement early.
That's amazing. That's made me think completely differently about money and finances and retirement.
Yeah, and it should. Once you start having a structure and a plan for your budgeting, for your retirement plan, you start developing that habit early. You start being more disciplined, and it's easier for you to be more disciplined just because you have a plan to follow. You have someone that is holding you accountable so that the plan will work out in the long run.
Excellent. I love that. So think of your life as a business, and how early should people get started on this strategy?
The earlier, the better. So start today. You want to make a plan for your household. So sit down with your partner. If you're single, just sit down, set 15 minutes this weekend. See how much you actually make in a month. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, set out how much that paycheck coming in down to the cent, and then do it for the whole month. And then you want to look at your bank statements for the last 2 or 3 months. You want to look at every single line, how much you eat out every month, how much are your subscription every month, how much are your bills every month. So that would be your mortgage, like I said, home insurance, car insurance, car payment, everything that you pay for on your credit card statement or your checking statement. Top line income, all the expenses that you have to pay for, which is home insurance that you cannot negotiate. So anything is negotiable, which is subscription, gym membership, anything that you can cut out of, like eating out less, cook at home more, your grocery plan, like stop buying, like junk food, things like that, things you can actually cut out. And then in between those two expenses, you want to set out, if you get paid $4,500 a month, if you're a single person, just put out, 5% to start off with, and then do that for the next 6 months. Is it manageable? If it is manageable and you actually have extra left, then jump from 5% to 10%, whatever the case may be. And if you have trouble, then reach out to us. We would be more than happy to help you budgeting and then come up with a plan, how much you can actually afford to invest every month.
Excellent. So it's a percentage. So as a person's income increases, as they get wage increases and raises, the money that they put aside will increase as well.
Exactly. You want to keep your lifestyle the same. So if somehow your income double, so instead of making $4,500, now you make $10,000, everything stay the same. Now you have extra to invest. So 10% of $4,500 is $450, but 10% of $10,000 is now $1,000. So your lifestyle don't change, your investment increase.
Excellent. And that should be motivating once you see your investment and retirement savings grow.
Exactly. So once you start that it's working for you every month, you're putting aside, you're not stressing about every month that you don't have enough money to invest. You have a structural plan that you've been following for the last 6 months, year. And once your investments start bringing in dividend or start growing, you are going to be more motivated on not getting that extra car payment every month, where you can, instead of paying $800 to your brand new car that you're trying to impress,
right,
which only lasts for a few months. Oh, I'm driving a brand new car. That high is gonna wear off, but the car payments stay. That euphoric feeling that you get from driving a brand new car, it's gonna wear off within months. Now you're stuck with $800, where you can put that extra $800 to your retirement plan, and that brings down when you can retire. Instead of 65, now you can retire at 55. That extra 10 years is much more valuable than trying to impress someone with a brand new car that you don't need.
You don't need, right?
That's right.
And so you can help people with this at Always Bookkeeping.
That's right. We help business owner. We help individual now to start budgeting their household. Most of the time, it's household where a wife and husband and 2 kids. They feel stuck just because they don't know where the money is bleeding. They don't have extra to invest every month. And we look at their finances and we can know for sure that they can't. They just have to make sacrifices and actually take the first step on getting help.
Nice. So how can people reach out to you when they need help with that?
You guys can reach out to us at alwaysbookkeeping.ca to book an initial consult. Give us a call at 780-554-8356. The first consult is free. We take a look at your finances, come up with the plan for you to move you into the right direction.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much today. I learned a lot about how to make sure that I'm investing my money. And I really appreciate it. I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, I hope that this video helped some of you guys. And if you do need help, reach out to us and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.